Have you considered if other companies besides this hosting one would pay for a service that would allow them to predict which users are likely to unsubscribe and be able to determine ways to prevent that from happening? I think they would, and that they would pay to use this service. One of the main concerns for companies whose business model is based on subscriptions, where the user pays a periodic fee for continuing to consume the company's products or services, Netflix, for example, is reducing their churn rate. In other words, to get a user to spend the maximum amount of time in the company. By doing so, the benefit per user is maximized, which is also called lifetime value. If you want to know more about these indicators, I recommend our course, 5 Management Skills Every Business Leader Must Master. Therefore, we can be sure that any company that might be affected by an uncontrolled increase in the churn rate would pay for the service that predicts this ratio. So now let's define the business model based on our Big ML solution. First, we will talk about the value proposition. Later, I will explain all these concepts in detail. This means defining the value that we would bring to our customers. In principle, this is easy. We will offer predictive models to determine if any of our customers' forgive the play on words, is thinking of unsubscribing from the company and therefore increasing the churn rate. The value contributed by our business is relevant because this ratio is key for companies with a subscription model. In fact, it is said that getting 5% more users is the same as reducing the churn rate by 5%, but the latter is usually much easier and much cheaper. And with our solution, it will be much more efficient. Let's now think about what customer segments we want to work with. This also seems simple. We want to work in business-to-business environments, meaning we will sell to other companies, in particular to any companies concerned about the churn rate. For example, startups and/or listed companies that have a subscription business model. Now let's talk about our company's key activities, or what we will be dedicated to. Well, we will create a platform in which the historical data of the users of our clients can be uploaded and in which predictive models of the churn rate will be created in the cloud. Our customers will pay us a fee based on the number of predictions made. It is a high potential and very scalable business model. More clients do not necessarily imply more operating costs. Later, I will talk in detail about the importance of the scalability of a business model. Okay, we have already started to create our new business. What are we going to do? We will sell predictive models of churn rate calculation that will be paid for per prediction made. You might be thinking that this business model has no potential. The answer is yes. Yes, it does. The problem is that surely there are others who are developing it or have already developed it. In fact, did you know that by providing better results, Netflix estimates that it is avoiding canceled subscriptions, that is, the churn rate, that would reduce its revenue by $1 billion annually? In other words, Netflix proactively determined, using machine learning algorithms like ours, that poor search results increase the churn rate, something that might seem obvious but apparently was not so. This type of business intelligence allowed them to start a specific line of action in order to improve it, avoiding annual losses of close to $1 billion. However, in our case, to finish defining the business model, we still have to answer many other questions. For example, what relationship with the target customer expects you to establish? What key resources does your value proposition require? Through which channels that your customers want to be reached? Who are your key partners or suppliers? What are the most cost in your business? Do not worry. In the next lectures, I'll teach you to answer all the questions related to the construction of innovative business models based on machine learning. However, we will delve before into this exciting technology trend.